What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cam show. We got the NBA Finals finally here. I cannot believe the Denver Nuggets ran it all the way to the NBA Finals. To me, that's insane. The first time ever, their first appearance in franchise history. Shout out to Jokic. I think he really should have won MVP the way he's been playing right now. And then we got to give it off to the Miami Heat. Shout out to Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. An 8 seed, the second time ever, an 8 seed going to the NBA Finals. Yes, the New York Knicks back in 1999 did it, but they lost to the San Antonio Spurs 4-1. But overall, looking at this history-wise, I like this matchup, even though I wanted to see the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James become that team, right? For LeBron to become the ultimate GOAT, I really thought he should win his 5th NBA championship. I think that offseason for the Lakers, they're going to get Kyrie, but right now it's the Denver Nuggets, and I think Denver Nuggets, for them, if you guys had $1 million or however much money you have, I definitely like the Denver Nuggets to win this series here. And why am I taking the Denver Nuggets over the Miami Heat? The Miami Heat, they deserve it absolutely because of Jimmy Butler. He's their X-Factor type of player. He's that guy to give you, if he wants, 40 a night, or if not, 20 points with 20 boards, 10 assists, something crazy like that. That's Jimmy Butler like. I think Jimmy Butler right now is one of the best NBA players in the league. He's top 5, if not number 5 overall of best players in the league right now. But I just think Jokic, what he's been doing, I haven't seen much of Jokic until really this playoffs and watching him even against the Lakers. It was just like, holy cow. How's Jokic getting up these crazy shots? How's he throwing up these crazy threes and just hitting them on anybody, including LeBron? And I'm thinking, how the heck can he do this? It's crazy, right? But I think some of it is luck, but I think Jokic, he's a smart player. He's great IQ at basketball, and I just think that really helps what the Denver Nuggets, who they want to become. And I think Jamal Murray as well. I think if he's going to hit shots like he's been doing all playoffs, I think they're going to run through the Heat in 6 games. And when I say run through, a lot of people are like, oh, that's a sweep. No, run through 5 games. That's a ran through. A sweep is just getting completely killed, like demolished, right? But I just think Aaron Gordon, he's another guy, come off the bench for Denver Nuggets to give you that boost. You know, Bruce Brown, another guy that could really give you 20 on any given night here, you know, off the bench. So I just think that's great. And then Michael Porter Jr., I do think he's going to match up on Jimmy Butler. Like, that's the guy you have to stop. If you're going against the Miami Heat, you're looking at Jimmy Buckets and saying, hey, this guy's going to get a lot of the touches. He's going to get most of the shots. He's going to be the aggressor here. Jimmy Butler's going to come to play. You better bet everything on it that he is going to do that. 100%. And I think Jimmy Butler in game 1, we're going to see really what is Jimmy Butler made of. He's going to go for 30 plus in game 1. It's going to come down to the wire, but I think ultimately I like the Denver Nuggets to win the NBA Finals this year. You know, first ever appearance in the NBA Finals for the Denver Nuggets in organization history for them. So that is huge for the Denver Nuggets right now. That's awesome, but it all starts with Jokic. Everything runs through Jokic, and I think Jamal Murray, he's that X-Factor type of guy. He's got to match Jimmy Butler, basically. If Jimmy Butler's going to go for 38, Jamal Murray's got to go for 38. That's just, you have to match Jimmy Butler because you can't let the other role players beat you just like they did. You know, Caleb Martin, he had a crazy game 7 against the Boston Celtics. Then you got Kevin Love. He's more kind of towards the end of his career. Gabe Vincent, he's been balling out this playoffs. And not to mention, Tyler Hero is expected to be back game 3 for the Miami Heat, which is big news for the Heat. I mean, imagine if they had Tyler Hero right now. They'd be a complete team. And I think if they did have Tyler Hero at 100%, I think this series would go 7 games. Absolutely. I think it would go 7 games if they had a fully healthy Tyler Hero, but they don't. You know, the Heat, we know what they're about. You know, they won it back in 06 with Shaq, you know, White Chocolate, D-Wade, obviously, the Hall of Famer that D-Wade is. And then they won it back-to-back years with LeBron James, 2012, 2013. Could have easily won it in 2011 as well, even 2014. Could have did a four-peat, really, with LeBron and Wade and all that, but their experience, and that's what you can't buy, okay? For the Miami Heat, they have experience here, okay? They have championship DNA, to whereas the Denver Nuggets, this is all new to them right now. Everything is new to the Denver Nuggets, so that's definitely a positive if you're a Miami Heat fan. Going into this series, you're thinking, hey, what are our pros and cons here? What are we going to have to do? For the Denver Nuggets, you're going to have to stop Jimmy Butler, because if you don't stop Jimmy Butler, it opens up the whole thing for everybody on the Miami Heat. You know, Abayu, you know, even Cody Zeller coming off the bench, which really, he'll give you a good, you know, 5, 10 good minutes. But overall, I'm looking at the Miami Heat and saying every player on that team, but even Jimmy Butler, he understands they're going to have to play the greatest game ever. They're going to have to hit all their open shots. They're going to have to do everything great here, because if you don't, the Denver Nuggets, what they do, they get to the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron. They said, all right, if LeBron's going to beat us, let's let the other role players, have a factor. Who else is going to beat us besides LeBron? And really no one had an answer. Okay, yes, Austin Reeves, he did great, but overall it just wasn't enough. And I think the Denver Nuggets, they wear and tear on you. If this was a fight, they're ready for that, the fourth and fifth round here. They're ready to get you tired here when you guys are ready to give up. Something like that, right? But obviously the Miami Heat are not going to give up. They're going to make this a great series, absolutely. Like I said, I could see it going 6. I don't see it really going longer than 7. Obviously longer than 7, but I don't even see it going 7. I really don't. I just see the series ending, somewhat early, maybe even in 5 here. I think if the Miami Heat are going to steal one, it's just like I said before. I think it's going to start with game 1 here. Why? Because, Denver Nuggets have been off for a long time, couple weeks, and now you have the Miami Heat. They're in the flow of things right now. So that's the only downside for the Denver Nuggets, but they got rest, everything else. But I just think for Jokic right now, this is a prime time to say, hey, what we've been through all this year, leading up to this very point into the NBA Finals, this is our time to shine. We just beat LeBron James and Los Angeles Lakers, swept them, didn't even win a game, which I thought the Lakers could have took game 2 in game 4. But that's another story. That's in the past now. It's over with. I was dead wrong. I definitely had LeBron winning it. I really did. I just doubted the Nuggets. Like I said, I haven't seen the Nuggets play like that. Like, a true NBA diehard, fan would do, was watch every single game. I just didn't. And when I did watch Jokic this year, it was just like, man, like nothing stuck out to me until the playoffs. Until I realized, hey, he's grabbing 15, 20 boards a game, putting up 10, 15, 20, 25 plus points a game, if not more. Jokic, that's what he could do. He could give you 30 or 40 a night. Whatever to do, whatever all costs to win the game. But I think for the X factor for both teams, obviously Jimmy Butler, but definitely Jamal Murray. He's that guy right now for the Denver Nuggets. Everybody's looking at Jamal and saying, hey, if he's going to continue to play like he's been playing at a high level, which he's very underrated, nobody really talks about Jamal Murray in the NBA, which I find is crazy, right? But I think Jamal Murray in this series, in the NBA Finals, he's going to put himself on the map and say, hey, I'm a top 10 player in the NBA right now. Mark it down, and I think he's out to prove it right now. So I think Jamal Murray is going to come in this series very hungry. Very hungry. He's going to put up 30 a game. I really believe that. And he could ultimately be NBA Finals MVP here if he has the green light. If his coach says, hey, Jamal, you got the green light, even more than Jokic. Even though the offenses goes through Jokic, I understand that. But I'm talking green light. Hey, when you have that open 3, you're taking it. I don't care if it's 45, 50 feet. You're taking the shot. You're taking the shot. If you feel like it, take it. And that's what I'm telling Jamal Murray right now, the day before the game. Hey, you have the green light here. You have nothing to lose here. Everybody's doubting you. Nobody talks about you in the league. This is your time to shine here. Go ahead and play. Just have fun. Have fun. And I think that's what the Denver Nuggets are going to do. I think this is going to be a great series overall. I can't wait. I really can't. Obviously, in a dream world, it would have been better for the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics to get in there, right? To have that, the traditional, history they have, the Lakers and the Celtics. But overall, it's a new era right now, new league. But I think if the Denver Nuggets win, I think it's also good for the NBA to where it used to be, right? Where the big guy used to dominate. We remember Shaq back in the day, David Robinson, the legends of the sport, right? That paved the way. Kareem, all these legends that paved the way, the big guys that paved the way right now, where it's like, hey, Jokic is a big guy, and he's winning in a shooting man's league right now. He's winning in a three-point shooting contest really type of league. And Jokic, he's here to prove that, hey, even the big guys can get some love too. Even the big guys can win championships. We saw Giannis do it. Okay, so we've seen these things happen. So I'm 100% sold that the Denver Nuggets are going to win the NBA Finals this year. I really do. And if they don't, it's definitely because they didn't have their 100% each game. That's the only reason I see him losing. If we're just going to sit up here and say, hey, yo, Cap, Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat are going to win because of this, and this. No. What is the reason going to be? Is it because a straight Jimmy Butler's not going to do it? Jimmy Butler alone is not going to win you an NBA championship. And I remember this back years ago in 2001 when Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers went into LA in the NBA Finals in Game 1, and AI dropped 48 points, took Game 1, and it looked like, Philly was really going to take over the series, and then we saw the Lakers win 4 straight, and that was the first time they took an L in that playoff series, okay, in the NBA Finals in Game 1 when AI snapped. The point is, if Jimmy Butler does the same thing, it's just not going to last. I just feel like there's just more fuel, more assets in just on the Denver Nuggets compared to the Miami Heat. That's all I'm saying. So I think overall it's definitely Denver. It's great in the stars. I like Jokic, Jamal Murray. Those guys are the X factors here for the Miami Heat. I think they're going to come up short here, even though I think Jimmy Butler's going to get his own. Okay, Jimmy Butler, a.k.a. Jimmy Buckets. I love Jimmy Buckets. He's a top 5 player in the NBA, and a lot of people will not agree with me. Okay, I put Jimmy Butler number 5 right now in the NBA. Okay, dude, that is great right now. And a lot of people wouldn't even put Jimmy Butler in their top 10. How ignorant, right? But I just think overall, one player's not going to win you the game. It's going to have to be the role players. It's going to have to be Kyle Lowry. It's going to have to be Kevin Love to come up. Caleb Martin, which he has came up before. And then Tyler Hero coming back in the middle of the series. Something's going to have to shake for Eric Spoelstra and the Miami Heat to overcome this series and win it all here, because they haven't done it since LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. We remember that team. They were stacked. But overall, I'm looking at this Miami Heat team right now, and I'm saying, you're going against the Denver Nuggets and Jokic. Who's going to stop Jokic here? Okay, you're going to have to double team him. If not, who's going to stop Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Bruce Brown coming off the bench? I'm telling you, it's the Denver Nuggets in 6. You heard it from Cap. No Cap. It's the NBA Finals. It's the Claro and Cap show. Let's go!